For 6 o'clock, so I'd like to call the meeting to order. We could all stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. If you could face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Clerk, would you call the roll call?
Lehman. Here. Kodak.
Here.
Cassidy.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Baker.
Here. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Mendoza.
Here.
Blake.
Here.
We're all present. Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
Move to approve previous minutes. Second it.
We have a motion by Lake, a second by Baker for the approval of the previous minutes. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Kodak.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Lehman. Yes.
That passes. Do you have any communications?
I have none. Thank you.
All right, going into reported committees, the Finance Committee.
Finance Committee met this evening, just prior to the council meeting. Was discussed the project manager position, which is up for council consideration. The finance director, although he could not provide a firm potential savings, he did state that there would be contractual saving each year if we were to make this position. And for example, in 2023, there were $400,000 in projects. We could potentially see savings of up to 50%. So that would be a savings of $200,000, for example, in that year. And in 2024, 9 months in, we've had $230,000 in projects. We were cautioned that this would not eliminate all contracted service cost related to such projects. However, it would be substantial, and they do project that there would be cost savings by adding the position. We were also provided with month-to-date financials. We were glad to see that revenue on the income tax is trending 1.5% ahead of the previous year. That was nice to see that settle out. Was also commented that utilities have settled down, but the finance director did indicate that we are looking at a 20% increase because contract will be expiring and the new rate will be a 20% increase for 24. Other than that, it was pretty much business as usual. The next meeting will be November 19th, 2024 at 5:30 in council chambers.
All right, thank you very much. Public Affairs Committee.
Fostoria Community Arts Council is hosting their annual wine and cheese fundraiser with live entertainment by Ryan Hensley this Saturday, October 19th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the banquet hall. Tickets are available from any board member at the Review Times on North Main Street or Payne Brothers Florist on South Union. The Fostoria Elementary Parent Lighthouse team and title are hosting a trunk or treat on Thursday, October 24th from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Fostoria Elementary South parking lot. The Fostoria Community Arts Council will hold a free children's Halloween workshop for kids in grades 1st through 5th on Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. until noon. And the City of Fostoria's Trick or Treat will be on Saturday, October 26th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And the Halloween Parade will be downtown on Sunday, October 27th at 5 p.m. Entry forms to participate in the parade are being accepted at the mayor's office until this Friday, and costume contests will be held on the city lawn following the parade. Thank you.
Thank you. Law and Ordinance Committee.
The Law and Ordinance Committee met this evening. Legislation is forthcoming for amending the traffic control map, and council can expect a first reading at our next regularly scheduled meeting. Deb Tyson spoke about the one-sided street parking as well as stop sign concerns at McDougal, Potter, and Sandusky Streets. Renee Volgasong expressed her ongoing concerns regarding the light and signage at Elm and Perry Street. The Law and Ordinance Committee will meet again on Tuesday, November 19th at 5:15 here in council chambers.
Thank you very much. Report of the officers, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, thank you. We have no new business on the agenda tonight. However, we do have two pieces of business that are at the second reading that I would ask that you pass tonight. The approving of the Wood County final plan for implementing the 911. We need to respond to Wood County with that, so I would ask for approval. And also the last piece, the Hancock County Park Grant. We'd like to get that finished this year, and they also want a response back before our next meeting. So if you could pass those two, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Safety Service Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was asked to give an update on future paving plans for the community. So this year's plans were, of course, based upon our knowledge of where we didn't have lead lines in the streets and that we could safely pave without having to go back and tear them up again. Also based on where we thought the gas company was going to be next and no sewer projects. Well, next year's plan will be aimed all at that ODOT project down on Lytle Street, 23 South, and then we've extended it, thanks to ODOT, from that 23 cutoff all the way to Columbus Avenue. We know our portion of that at this point is roughly $850,000. So next year's resurfacing dollars will go toward helping to pay for that. We've been saving up for that for the last several years. And so we are currently, as Steve mentioned earlier in Finance Committee, working on next year's budget. And I'm hoping to hear soon a little more solid number from ODOT on what our portion is going to be. And I think we'll be required to send them at least part of that early next year. But that repaving dollars are all going to be aimed at that big project because that's a big one to complete next year. So in the future, planning is going to be based upon a lot of the information that we're going to receive from this GLOW program, because the GLOW program has taken all the information that we talked about, our information on what lead lines that we have in the streets, what information that we've looked at for streets that have low pressure, any water line or sewer line issues that we may have, and anything we know so far from Columbia Gas. We'll be asking for an updated 5-year plan from them as well. That'll all be put into a comprehensive plan through the GLOW initiative, and then hopefully, if council agrees, we'll have that new person on board. We can all work together to work on that comprehensive plan to plan a paving program around paving streets that we don't end up going back and digging back up again to take lead lines out, and maybe a few lead line projects that we can use our resurfacing dollars to fix after we go back in and replace those. So that's right now, the future plans are up in the air just because of that reason, but we'll have a nice plan put together through GLOW initiative that we know we won't be going and doing a street twice. So that's where we are as far as what the future paving plans are. But next year is going to be a big one. It'll be huge for the community to get that piece of Lytle Street and 23 South and finished.
And Columbus Avenue goes, how far is that one out past Good Shepherd then?
Not in this round. What we've talked to ODOT about what their future plans are of the next 10-year paving plan. We're hoping that potentially in 27 or 28 we can come back and pick up that piece, and maybe that piece of South Street that in between Wood and County Line. And so those we'll have to wait and see when we can get fit into the next ODOT plan and how quickly we can recover from this one.
What's the estimated completion date on that GLOW initiative report?
I think we should have that before the end of this year, maybe even before, but that one's a pretty big one. They have people working on putting that together based on the information that we've given them. And barring any other questions, that's in the report for me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Director of Law,
No report tonight, thank you.
Director of Finance.
Just an update. We are, as Eric mentioned, working on the budget process, spending quite a bit of time on that. Council will typically do a work session to review that budget once we get the 5-year plan together with Cindy from the Auditor of State. That will be the week of November 11th. And Eric, help me out. Do you have a date? Do we?
So Cindy had a scheduling issue, and wondered if instead of a Tuesday night, if Wednesday, November 13th at 6 o'clock would work for everyone to meet for the presentation of the 5-year recovery plan. So then that could then be on that next city council docket.
Because we do 3 readings. First reading would be Tuesday, the 19th of November, and that would give us then the 2 meetings in December to get it finalized and passed. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. So we'll discuss that during miscellaneous. All right. We will now move into the public portion. I have 3 people or 3 entities on the docket this evening that has requested time. We will ask you to come up and restate your name and address and keep your comments to 10 minutes. The first person up on this public portion is Deb Tyson.
Deb Tyson, 800 Woodward Avenue, Lot 9. Yeah, I wanted to mention that I have learned a lot this past year getting up here and speaking. And I've also heard from people and brought some of that here before you because they can't get here. But I've also learned that you can ask for appointments. You don't have to just bring it here. You can ask for appointments with any one of you. And you guys are pretty good about getting back and figuring out where we can schedule. And sometimes that works out better because we get more time. The other thing is, we know that we've been talking about these projects, and one of the concerns a lot of citizens have is they don't know how the budget process works. So they don't understand that. And I wish there was a simple, like 1 sentence or something that would work. The other thing was I got to be part of a focus group with the public health commissioner of Seneca County, and I got asked, what does Fostoria need? And this is what I said. We need grief counseling, free services, like maybe an intake to help people learn what resources we have available here in Fostoria and how it fits them. And at the end of that conversation, we both said the same thing. What about teleservices? And I don't know if that would be an option for us to have here. I don't know where any of this is going. It's the first time I've ever been invited to something like that. So I share as that's just what I do. So I'm sharing that. And I thank you.
Thank you. The next person on the docket this evening is Renee Vogelsong.
Hey, Vogelsong, 702 East High Street. First off, we're trying to clean up the city. We got a couple things. From what I found out today, I thought it was less, and I found out it's 9. We got actually 9 trash companies for residential trash pickup in the city. 9. That's crazy. Some cities have just 1. Yeah, we need more than 1. We need to have a choice, but 9. And just the past 2 weeks, there's been 2 other ones come onto social media pages. One of them putting a survey, wanting to know, hey, if we come into Fostoria, will you want to switch over to us? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there's another one coming in saying they're planning on coming over. Now, isn't there a way we can put a moratorium on that? I mean, we got 9. Uh, Granted, only 7 of them's actually operating right now. The other two's just sitting idle. But why do we need more? Is there a way we can put a lockdown? Hey, we got enough now. If we lose one, there'll be an opening. Maybe you can get in, or we can get it down to a manageable amount. 4 or 5 would be plenty to keep. And you're not going to have the trash bags all week long in every area setting out, because another one's going to pick up here, another one's there. So all week long in our area, there's either trash cans or trash bags sitting out alongside the street. It'd be a way to clean it up. Is it going to hurt some smaller businesses? It might, but some of the newer ones that's in here doing it isn't even from Fostoria. Matter of fact, one of them, their main hub is out of Michigan, and they got a place just north of here that they use as an address to come here in town to pick up. So they got the license here, the rights too. I don't think that's quite fair for them. But that's something maybe y'all can look at. We can get the streets cleaned up a little bit better. I know I had brought it up quite a while back about certain days in certain areas of town on pickups, and y'all didn't think that was a good idea because it hurt the businesses. But you know what? It would help the citizens. Is what it would help. Another thing is a lot of cities have large pickup once or twice a year. That the city maybe gets one of these companies to come in and say, okay, hey, here's a large cleanup day in the spring. Here's a large cleanup day in the fall. You got big stuff. Not everybody can go out to the dump on a Saturday just up until noon or whatever to get the stuff out there. You have it sometime during the beginning of the year, end of the year. They clean up the bigger trash, get it out there, and the city comes by and picks it up, cleans it up. It'll get a lot of properties cleaned up. You'll probably see a big dramatic difference in it. Another thing is I brought up before about having some kind of Facebook page for you guys to where people can come in and meet you all, come in at certain times and talk or whatever. Well, how about if we don't up that a little bit? A lot of people can't get up here on a weekday evening, work, whatever. Why can't you have a round table 2-3 times a year? Have a big round table town hall meeting somewhere. Just invite the public to come out and meet you, ask questions, talk with you, have a big chat session. It don't have to be as formal as this is. Just a place to meet. You get to hear what the people want, and they get to see what you guys are doing. A lot of them don't think you're doing anything up here. Us that come up here and see you guys and talk to you guys and have some kind of back and forth with you guys, know what you guys do. And it ain't all easy. Some people thinks it is. You guys are just sitting here. Listen, you ain't. But that's something to look at. Maybe you guys can set up something, even if it's once a year. Yeah, one time a year on a Saturday, 2-3 hours sitting somewhere, listen to the public. You know, I don't know how you'd keep it calm, but there's got to be a way. The other thing is the opening of this building. Winter is coming on. I brought it up that if they got the cameras at the police station side to allow people in or out, why can't they have the camera at the other end, have it open, they buzz in, and they can come in and out that way into the main part. It's the same thing. You got the camera system already there. Why can't they just buzz and, okay, yeah, we can let you in, this is where you're going. Okay, thank you. And let them in, because winter's coming on. Not everybody's going to park out here, out on this side, and walk all the way around the building in dead winter to come up here. Not for the meeting, but anything else. They got to come into zoning or anything else. They got to come all the way around to this side. There's got to be a way that it can be opened up. I don't know how many in the state that's locked down as tight as ours is, but it just doesn't seem right. But maybe you can look at that at some way to get it opened up. Yeah, it can be controlled, it can be handled. So thank you guys, and I appreciate on my concern I brought up last meeting about the manhole cover. You guys has got onto it. At least there's some protection there now until they get a full fix on it. There is some good temporary fix on it. It looks safe. And now if somebody hits it, it's their fault. So, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Vogelsong. The final person requesting time this evening is the entity of Cami Garcia and Barbara Wall with Talbot Health Services.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cami Garcia. Our address is 125 South Main and Suite 211. We are on the second floor next to everyone over here. We are beneath Serenity Christian Counseling, and we just opened up in August. Talbot Health Services has been a mainstay for addiction and mental health services in Northwest Ohio for the last 10 years, but we are new to the Fostoria area. We are hoping to bring a steady role of drug prevention, education, intervention services, and mental health treatment to this area, as well as be a beacon of light for those in need of our help or in search of other related services. Our goal is total lifespan psychiatric and addiction treatment, and we are working on obtaining specialists and the credentialing to assist with the need for our youth in this area as well. Our mission is to save the lives of people with substance or alcohol use disorders or mental health needs. Our mission is one life at a time, one day at a time. I myself, as a nurse and as a representative of our company, want to portray to the Fostoria community that we can see that there is a need for these services in our area. We are looking to be a resource to that end. We have heard your call to action, and we want to step in the direction that is needed. If we don't have the specific type of treatment that's needed at our initial intake, if the client requires a higher level of care, like inpatient or like detox, we can still assess them and then help them to other resources. We are willing to address the immediate needs at hand and then find the right treatment to assist each client to attain the most appropriate and critical level of need. I have been working for about 8 years in substance use and mental health. I also have worked in other areas of nursing as well. I think I found my calling. You will be hard pressed to find a company more motivated to be of assistance and full on working for the better of our community, since we have local roots here and we are striving to make improvements in a way that will support Fostoria, our youth, and the overall well-being of the community and its workers. We have partnered with Serenity Christian Counseling as well for addition in-person counseling with us at Talbot beyond our own offerings, which is another local resource. At this time, we are taking the steps for credentialing for children. We only see 18 and above right now, but in the future, we will be seeing children, which is a great need in this community as well. We take most of the insurance, like Anthem, Paramount, most of the major ones. We take all Medicaid, and then Medicare if it's paired with a secondary insurance that we take. We also have probation portal to coordinate care for our clients. I'm hoping to open groups, daily groups for those that need intensive treatment to get some coping skills. And we have 5 locations, 2 in Toledo, Mansfield, Clyde, Fostoria. I have my coworker, Barbara, wanted to be here also. She must have got caught probably by a train. So I apologize. She's not here at the moment. Does anyone have any questions at the moment? No? I will have our cards, our brochures. I just kind of want to get it out in the community that we are here. My receptionist is amazing. If we can't help you, we will try and find you help. We've been researching resources for all 3 counties to be able to give out to clients if we can't help them. Food, housing, we have case management. We have the counseling with Talbot. We also partner with Serenity. So we, like I said, we'll have the groups. We also have telehealth. I heard that mentioned earlier, so that's good.
How long have you been established in Fostoria?
August.
Okay.
Yeah. Took a little while to get going, get some brochures and marketing things made. So we went to the Hope event, and then we also attended Max's Miles Suicide Prevention the other weekend in Tiffin. That was a nice event as well. Gets the community together.
Are you collaborating with First Call for Help?
I have not yet.
Libra?
Yes,
Okay.
United Way, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yes, yes.
And then if an individual does not have insurance, do you have a sliding scale
We
or
do. We
something
have a
like that?
self-pay as well. Yes. And I'm going to try and collaborate next week with the mental health boards in Tiffin. I'm not sure if it's an option. I kind of did the nursing portion before, so this is a little bit new to me. I'm still trying to learn. Sometimes they will have patient assistance if the bill can't be paid, and it would be on a sliding scale as well. Yeah.
Welcome to Fostoria.
Thank you. I actually graduated from Fostoria in '95, but I haven't worked here often, and my children have all graduated, so I am an empty nester and not quite sure what to do with my life anymore now that I don't have sports all the time. So guess I'm going to dig in here and help my community, right? All right. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we will now move into the general public portion of the meeting. The rules changed a little bit. Anybody who's here that would like to speak may come up. We do ask that you give us your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Kimball. I'm not comfortable with announcing my address to the public, and I'll explain why, but I did write it down, so you
Perfect.
guys do.
We have it for the record. Thank you.
Yes. I'm not comfortable with announcing my address to the public. Again, however, it is written down on the sign-in sheet. I want to explain why we should not be announcing our address to the public at these meetings. No one on the council is required to announce their address, so why would you expect the public? This is putting those of us who speak at these meetings in danger, whether it be someone at the meeting or watching on YouTube. You are now allowing the whole world to know where we live, which is putting our lives in danger. For instance, after I spoke at the meeting October 1st, I had put out my Trump signs. Someone was so sick that they threw a squirrel carcass in my front yard. I called the street department at 3:22 p.m. last Friday and no answer. So I called the police station to see if they could get a hold of the street department. Guess what? The squirrel is still laying in my front yard. The street department never called me back or came out to pick it up. Ineffective council meetings hurt the society as a whole. Here are a few consequences of inefficient council meetings: slowed development and growth, disorganized meetings and events, poor focus on critical issues in society, delays and conflicts in important decisions, inadequate characterization of public policies. Conducting effective meetings in city councils is indispensable. It not only brings positive outcomes from the meetings, but it also helps the development of society in the long run. Whoops, sorry, my pages are stuck. On the other hand, ineffective meetings lead to intense and critical problems that take a lot of time to be solved. It breaks society and eventually leads to deterioration. The measure of our city council meetings' effectiveness greatly impact the well-being of society. With that being said, we all know this town used to have a lot of jobs, stores, and activities to keep our children happy and not on drugs. But today our town has nothing to offer. This needs to change. We need more jobs back in Fostoria. We need something for the children to keep them away from drugs. We need to do more than just talking about it. We need action. Now I want to bring up my suggestion about having a treatment center in our town for both mental illness and drug addiction, one that has intake for inpatient service. I believe you all have the power to make this happen. You can apply for a grant that matters and helps. It's crucial for this town. In order to have happy, healthy community, we need happy, healthy people. Our town can be great again, but it starts with we, the people, to make it great. I would like a serious discussion about this subject. I don't want to be wasting my breath here. I want to be heard for real. I am willing to donate my time to this cause, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Adam Beck, and also with me here is Randy Rowe. We're with a company called Vision RNG. Our address is 1000 Noble Energy Drive in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. So I live in Pittsburgh now, although I grew up down the road in Wyandotte County. So we both work for Vision RNG. We're a developer, owner, and operator of renewable natural gas facilities. And our company is developing a renewable energy project in Fostoria, and so we're just here to introduce ourselves and the project to the community. So thank you for that opportunity. So our project involves constructing a gas processing plant that will take biogas from the Seneca landfill and convert it into a usable energy resource in the form of renewable natural gas. Landfill gas is a natural byproduct of waste decomposition, and traditionally, landfill owners flare the natural gas to manage emissions. What our facility will do will instead capture that gas, process it, and treat it and produce pipeline quality gas. That gas will flow through a short, low pressure pipeline and then be delivered into a nearby gas transmission line where it can reach end users that are seeking a cleaner alternative fuel source. At this plant, we anticipate hiring and employing up to 11 full-time operators that would work here at this facility, which would operate for 20 years or more in the area. So adding this facility, along with the facilities that the landfill owner has already installed, will make the landfill one of the most technologically advanced and environmentally friendly landfills in existence. So thank you for the opportunity to introduce the project, and happy to follow up. I can leave a card with contact information if anyone has questions or would like to talk further. We're happy to.
Can you give us a rough idea of the capital investment you're making? Round numbers.
Approximately between this project and another project in Ohio, I think, I'm not sure if we've, approximately 250 million.
That's split between the two.
Yeah, so you could say roughly approximately half of that in this area.
Great, thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Fostoria.
Any other members of the public wish to address council this evening? Seeing none, we'll move into old business.
An ordinance amending section 941.04 of the codified ordinances of the city of Fostoria, Ohio to establish rates and requirements for receipt of sludge by the city of Fostoria wastewater treatment plant.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Cassidy, a second by Lake to adopt. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
This does pass and becomes ordinance number 2024-84.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Community Energy Advisors to create an electric aggregation program and declaring an emergency to exist.
Move to adopt. Second.
We have a motion by Lake, a second by Baker for adoption. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Mendoza, Lake,
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
This resolution carries. It's resolution number 2024-85.
An ordinance to approve the municipal job creation tax credit agreement between the city of Fostoria, Ohio and National Electrical Carbon Products, Inc.
That was the second reading of that ordinance.
And a resolution approving the Wood County final plan for implementing and operating a countrywide 911 system and declaring an emergency to exist.
Move to suspend the three reading rule on three separate occasions.
Second.
We have a motion by Mendoza, a second by Cassidy to suspend the 3 reading rule. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak.
Yes.
Motion carries. The 3 reading rule has been waived.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mendoza, a second by Lake to adopt. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Baker,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
That passes. Resolution number 2024-86.
An ordinance establishing the position, salary, and qualifications for the position of full-time municipal project manager for the city of Fostoria, Ohio, and declaring an emergency to exist.
That was the second reading of that ordinance.
A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Fostoria to prepare and submit a 2024 application to participate in the Hancock County Park Grant programs and to execute contracts as required, and declaring an emergency to exist.
Move to suspend the 3 reading rule on 3 separate occasions.
Second.
We have a motion by Lake, a second by Lehman to suspend the 3 reading rule. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Baker,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Lake,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
The 3 reading rule has been waived.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Lake, a second by Cassidy to adopt. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
That does pass. It becomes resolution number 2024-87. That concludes old business. We have no new business. Does anyone desire a need to go into executive session? Seeing none, we'll move into miscellaneous. Just a reminder, we have Election Day coming up on November 5th. There's lots of stuff going on in the city before that, the parade and trick or treat and all that stuff. But our city council meeting will be moved to Thursday, November 7th at 6 p.m. in these chambers. That'll be our next meeting, as decided in the last meeting through a motion that carried. Do we want to schedule the work session on November 13th at 6 p.m.? I don't know if we need a formal motion for that or not. So we will have a work session 6 p.m. November 13th, which is a Wednesday. So we will plan for that. Any other miscellaneous business this evening?
I just had one question for the guys with the gas. Where's that facility going to be located? On the landfill property? Which county? Okay.
Any other miscellaneous business? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Cassie, a second by Podak to adjourn. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Lehman,
Yes.
Kodak,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned at 6:40 p.m.